Hey, we're live. My bad. I
Hey,
don't know how long the screen was black.
look at that. Huh? Who
Mm,
would have thought? Not me.
I'm fucking tired.
Dude, I am really, as the kids say, zooted, I believe is the phrase.
Excuse me? Like the Zoot Suit riots? Like that kind of Zoot?
Huh?
I've
I
never
think.
heard of that before in my life.
No, I think that's that's how the kids now say faded, you know?
So why can't you
Zooted.
just say faded?
Because I want to be hip and young, Kyle. What's wrong with being hip and young?
Let's see if you let me see if you got this right. So zooted means to be so fucked up beyond belief.
Yep, there you go.
But that is more like used for like when you're super high or drunk.
Yep.
You're zooted right now?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, okay. Hey.
Always, always riding the wave, you know what I mean?
The green wave. Woo!
Just be, woo, Xbox tax, baby. You know, been riding it. Been riding that Xbox tax high. You know, they would say it's, the rent's too damn high, but,
It is too damn high.
Okay.
Everything is
Ooh.
too damn high.
Ew. Damn, damn. All right, I'm almost done.
Okay.
There was a breaking news,
Oh boy.
Kyle. There was breaking news, and you're about to know all about it.
Okay. What up, Shroobles? Hi,
Hello.
Luke,
Hello.
Stingray. Hello, everybody.
Everybody, make sure you get this show on out of here. You know, you hit the link, go on your Twitters, go on your threads, go on your true socials. Get this out into the open, you know? Why you shake your head, Kyle?
Because you said Truth Social.
Listen, all my uncles are on that. It seems like a pretty big...
Well, we just learned a lot about Joe and his family.
Seems like a demographic we might want to tap into. You know, they always seem angry.
Sure.
Kyle, before we start the show, how you doing, bud?
I'm very exhausted. I'm a little pissy, so if I come off that way on the show, I'm trying real hard not to be.
I got
It's
you.
been a
You wanna
long
fight?
couple days. Maybe at another time. I don't have the energy to fight.
'Cause I'll fight you.
Listen.
I'll give you a big push, you know? But
With my back, that's probably all that you would need to do.
honestly, okay, real talk. Next time we're choosing business class, because my knees are fucking destroyed.
I was fine in that seat. I was fine.
Oh, those seats are so uncomfortable, and it's just my knee, my right knee, the one where I could have went pro. Oh boy,
There won't be a next time because we're flying. I'm flying next time.
Yeah,
We're gonna pick the date way in advance. I'm gonna buy those tickets as soon as possible because I felt the weight of being on a train for almost 12 and a half hours.
It felt like it like that day didn't feel real, right?
Which one? What, coming home?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we had a wonderful game that we're gonna talk about later that we've been playing nonstop.
I totally forgot the name, but I know it.
Oh, I got it. Hi, Katie. Hi, Mackenzie. Hi, Stingray.
Hello.
Very much recovering. Yeah,
Yes.
very much so. Oh boy! But I appreciate everyone that in chat or who are watching this later who stopped by over the weekend. We'll get into it, but it warms my heart seeing all y'all and raising money or just hanging out and keeping us company. Like, it was awesome.
It was, again, that whole day was a blur, but still somehow like the best night or the best weekend just ever. It really was. I need to move to North Carolina. It's now like it's a thing I want to do. Just damn, that place is so nice. I'm almost ready, Kyle. I promise you, I'm almost ready. I just gotta neaten everything up. I want to get the show tweeted out there. That's the one last thing I was forgetting. And then we're gonna start the show proper. There's a Diablo sweepstakes. Let's go.
Katie says, "So Joe, it's good to see you at both eyes still." Oh, I'm gonna get into it.
Much.
Oh, I'll get into it on the main show.
That's the first question of the night.
Okay.
That's the first. Yeah, that's the first question of the night.
Okay.
And thank you, Katie, for your concern. I wish it was shared. I wish it was shared. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Let's chat.
totally unrelated. But have you ever seen the movie Baby's Day Out?
No.
Oh, well, it felt like I lived it this past weekend.
Why? What's Baby's Day Out? Is that a slight against me?
It is.
Ah, fuck you. I'll fight you in the streets.
Baby's Day Out is about this little baby who got kidnapped, but then traverses the city on its own.
Nice. Well, all I can say is I'm about to tweet the "We're live," thing. I just hope no like one of those weird Xbox fanboys comes and trashes this chat. So just everybody be on your lookout.
Who cares if they do? Whatever.
I mean, did I tell you the weirdo behavior? Oh, goddamn.
No, I mean, we were on the train when you were tweeting nonstop about it. I just didn't bother to look because I don't need that in my life.
Let me tell you, I did. Boy, weird. Someone legitimately screenshotted a tweet of mine from 3 months ago to hand me my receipts. Because in that tweet I was complaining about people complaining and how those people are annoying. Well, I'll take that L because I am complaining about people being not complaining but absolutely toxic. And I was just looking. I looked at. I'm like, I've made it, because I have in someone's head so much that they follow me on this platform just to screenshot my posts to put in a folder going Mr. Badbit on their PC, just waiting for the day that I trip up. That's how much I'm in some of these people's heads. Is it sad? Yes. Is it girls cover your drinks behavior? Absolutely. It's very concerning. It's very weird. But do people do it? Yeah. I just would like to know why. Why am I so special? Kyle, would you like to answer that question?
No, I don't have an answer.
That's right. Because there is no copy. I'm 101, motherfucker. I am almost ready, but OBS is now decided to be the worst. There you go. Oof. You're really going to be a goddamn treat this episode. I hope you know that.
Is that a slide against me?
Yeah, I don't like this energy.
I'm saving it for the show.
Okay. I'm like, where's my beautiful baby boy that usually, is here for me, I put it out on.
That's here. Okay, hold on. Whoa.
Hold on. My beautiful baby boy.
I've been here for you forever.
Well, like, where's my little baby boy, Kyle?
What?
He's just holly jolly and he's ready to.
No, I can't be holly jolly all the time. There needs to be some sort of range here.
Wait, is this
I'm punished Kyle right now.
Punished Kyle.
1,000,000%.
All right, we could start in 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. Chat, bear with me, all right? I am so tired, it hurts. I did so much. I fought my insurance company, and guess who won?
The insurance company.
They did, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they always find a way.
They don't care.
They always find a way. Ooh. All right, I'm ready now.
Okay.
Kyle, are you ready?
Yeah.
Good.
All right, chat. We'll see you in a second. If I can find it. There it is. Bye.
Oh, wait, no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 350 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, this week we are talking about Sony's live service game rollout, new game replay patent for PlayStation games. Joe got his hands on the PlayStation Portal, and Kyle is not jealous at all. Game Awards season is in full effect, and so much more as we do it live each and every Wednesday night over on youtube.com/PS Trophy Room at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, and on podcast feeds the following day. With all that said, with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Punished K-Step. How are you, sir?
I'm here. I'm existing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why ain't you feeling good, bud? We did good this week.
We did.
You're in a crabby mood.
It was a long 2 days of work back. I'm still exhausted and not caught up.
Fair. With your sleep.
Yeah, partly because of you.
What do you mean because of me?
You woke me up after an hour and a half of a nap after Extra Life was over.
Okay.
When you had a way longer of a nap.
Okay.
And that set me back even further. Now
I wanted to wake you up so that you don't mess up your sleep schedule. That's important.
No, it's not.
Why? Because
I
then
was
you're gonna
just
be like,
awake for almost 20-something hours, almost 30, twice. I had two 24-hour days within a 5-day period.
You know, it just sounds like someone's just not appreciative of a good friend. Just looking out for another friend.
Okay. Let's get into the starter questions so we can get into it right now. Because I got some hooks and uppercuts coming at your way, Joe.
All right,
I'm ready.
Well, I mean, take it away. I like this
starter
energy.
question. Enigma writes in, my only question is, how are you guys feeling after the successful Extra Life stream this year? And Joe, how's the eye? Take care, guys. Don't worry about Joe's damn eye, okay? Here's the thing. What do you mean Kyle's fists are raising like this? Okay, I thought you meant they're Stingray. I thought you were referring to them as wrinkled grapes. I was like, what are you talking about? Your eye was totally fine. You got some in it. It's fine. And the entire time, I was like, Joe, you're fine. Just put some water on it. Just blink a whole lot. Yeah. Relax. You call every friend in your phone book.
Yep.
You make a big deal out of it. Uh-huh. You don't even use Google. Use everyone else for Google.
We played Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I want to use my lifelines.
No. It was annoying. You do that all the time.
Google is not your friend, okay?
You do that all the time, and it annoys
all the time. What do you mean?
You ask for advice, I give you advice, and then you don't even listen.
Oh,
that's what pisses me off. Yeah, we'll get into it later too.
You mean the PlayStation Portal? What you told? Maybe Joe, you shouldn't.
Let me pull up the text for the last 2 weeks. Hey Kyle, tell me I don't need it. Joe, you don't need it. You're fine. You're trying to be financially responsible. And then you go. Then an hour or two later, Kyle, no, seriously, tell me why I don't need it. Joe, I'm telling you why you don't need it. And then I finally say, Joe, just freaking buy it. You're gonna get it anyway. And look what happens.
For the audio listeners out there, I got a PlayStation 5 Slim. It's a really nice console when you look at it. Kyle is just done. He's done. It's a really nice console when you take a look at it. Look at this racing stripe. First off, I could hold it in one hand very comfortably. All right? Look at that. It's really nice. Not gonna lie. You could take up the whole screen if I move it this way, cover the whole. But I don't need to. It's right there. Yes, Kyle? Kyle Stevenson of the Trophy Room?
Right. Anyways, Enigma, had a great time. Raised a lot of money for a lot of good causes. It was great. Thank you for hanging out in chat. Thanks for watching me lose my mind playing easy platinums late at night.
And thank you all for watching as Kyle loses his mind right here, right now on the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players, where me and my best friend talk about the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation. Listen, my eye is okay. For those of you who don't know, randomly in that stream, I got a hair in my eye, maybe, and I panicked. It doesn't happen to me.
For
I don't
almost
get dry
an hour and a half.
Well, what's worse, a hair in my eye or seeing a friend get stuck on the first level of Dark Souls for an hour? You be the judge. Oh, now he really doesn't like that. He really doesn't like that.
Hey, Joe, let's get to housekeeping.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, by the way, Kyle, let's keep this in perspective here in the housekeeping segment. We raised over $3,300 for those kids in need, BB. Thank you all for joining us during our 26-hour stream where we, the Trophy Room, teamed up with 6-1 Indie to help raise money for kids in need. Speaking of our trophy room merch, our Barbie themed It's a Banger shirt. All proceeds, if you buy it, goes straight to that Extra Life fund from now until the end of the year. So that's really awesome. You should go buy those shirts. Mine literally just came in, by the way, Kyle. Just came in. I can't wait to rep that next week. And of course, for our pals in the Discord, it's the By the Players community show run by our awesome, amazing community members, Marcus O'Neill and Drellish. Come join us this Saturday, the 18th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard on our Discord, where we talk all about Spider-Man 2. Joe and Kyle will be there to chat about the game with the community. So come hang out. Please let Marcus O'Neill or Drellish know in our Discord.
Specifically, there is only one opening left.
Whoa.
So if you want in, hop into the Discord, look for the By the Players Discord channel and tag Marcus or Drellish and let them know.
Yeah.
Because they're running the thing. We're going to do it pretty small for this first one. And then we'll see how that goes and open up to more spots for future ones.
Sweet.
And speaking of future ones, Marcus and Drellish wanted to share that the next game on the By the Players community game show for the month of December will be Sea of Stars from Sabotage Studio. Deadline to sign up for that will be November 30th. We'll put the form in the description of the video, as well as the form is in that same Discord channel. So Go give it a look and sign up if you want to talk about Sea of Stars.
Fun fact, I've been playing a lot of Sea of Stars today, so I can't wait to talk about that game with all y'all in December. That said, of course, you can support this show over on patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. Just like we say each and every week, if we got you through a long car ride, a tough day at work, whatever your situation may be, it definitely does help us out, keeps the show running, keeps the lights on. It's the reason why we look so great and sound so good. It's because of your generosity over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. I want to thank our newest members, Drellish, coming back with the gold tier. I'm Tom at the bronze tier, and Stingray X at the silver plus tier. I want to thank our premium producers, Todd Burowitz and Toxic. I want to thank our platinum members, Jay Shea, Jedi Master, and Cowboy Danger D. Jonas Young, the Green Gorilla Gamer, Chaotic Monkey, Millennial Falcon Gaming, Ryuko Kill 90, Stephen Flesh, Strubles and Bits, Bertos Maximus, Chris, Hybrid 748, Matt Valdez, Chris the Wizard, Solo, Liam Rust, Silk Cannon, Decimine, Jadus Vaughn Medal, Mitchell Gramlin, Liam Russ, Jonas Young, our gold members, Cypher Primus, Star Simon the Pie Man, Jesse Garcia, JB the Purple Monkey, Hayden Doris, Katie, Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Marcus O'Neill, Red Arrow, The Aegis Hermit, Andrewsor, Astronaut Jr., The Winter Gamer, Robbie Bobby Miller, Brenton Zachary, Brenty Blob, Bubble Boy N7, Captain Logan, Final Fan XZ, Hambone, JD Dillinger, M9 Prime, Stone Cold, Tino 6-Speed, and Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Rick Arrington, Spam and Bam, and Matthew King, the Overlord, Dewane Rock Show, Rick Davis, Black Mavericks, and our good friend, the Lord Commander Suddy. It's seriously because of your patronage we keep these lights on, we keep this show going. So literally the only reason we were able to make it to this year's Extra Life was all your funds literally got us there. So we can't be more thankful enough for your patronage over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. So go there if you want your name read on this show, or you want to listen to some behind the scenes after show goodness, like the show we're going to record tonight. That said, Kyle, it's time to square up the news.
First bit of news that needs to be squared up, excuse me, is from Wesley LeBlanc over at Game Informer. Wesley writes, Sony has delayed half of its planned PlayStation Live service games. Sony announced it was acquiring Destiny 2 maker Bungie for $3.6 billion in January of 2022. A week later, in a quarterly financial results briefing, Sony CFO Hiroki Totoki revealed that PlayStation planned to launch more than 10 live service games by March 2026, with Bungie helping the company in the space. In an earnings call held today, Totoki stated that of its 12 live service games, it will only release 6 by fiscal year 2025, which ends in March of 2026, as reported by the Video Games Chronicle. Earlier this year, Bloomberg reported that Bungie was evaluating some of PlayStation's in-development offerings, including Naughty Dog's Last of Us multiplayer project, which is reportedly on ice. It seems that evaluation has led to Sony retooling its approach, as the company has delayed at least 6 live service games. Quote, "We are reviewing this. We are trying as much as possible to ensure these games are enjoyed and liked by gamers for a long time," Totoki said on the earnings call, according to VGC. Of the 12 titles, 6 titles will be released by fiscal year 2025. That's our current plans. As for the remaining 6 titles, we are still working on that, end quote. Totoki continues stating, quote, "That's the total number of live service and multiplayer titles, and mid to long term we want to push this kind of service, and that's the unchanged policy of the company. It's not like we stick to certain titles, but game quality should be the most important thing," end quote. And we should note, Sony's gaming division has reported a record second quarter in terms of revenues of $6.32 billion, up 32% year over year, as PlayStation 5 consoles reached 46.5 million shipped.
Ooh, Kyle. So there's a whole lot here that happened literally the day of us posting last week, which is that PlayStation has come out and said that it is delayed over half of its live service offerings to be delayed at a later date. That being said, Kyle, I want to know what your thoughts are of this news. How does it make you feel confidence-wise in PlayStation Studios right now?
I mean, I would say I'm confident that they're going to put out good things, right? Like that last quote saying, game quality is the most important thing, which is good to hear. They're not just going to push these out when they're not ready or they're not up to snuff. So I'm still confident in it. But I also fall back to, like, what are we playing next year or so? Like, what is in the near term? Because I mean, we are as close to 2024 as we are right now in this moment, which is wild to think. But to think they're not going to they'll be released until or before the end of fiscal year 2026. That's a long time out. Like, I don't want to hear about that. Just tell me what you're doing for me now, and that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. And just like give us what the few that we do know about. Actually, just show us what it is. Concord, Fair Games. What are they? Just show it to us at this point.
Tell me if Last of Us is here, you know? No, I think you're right. I think the one thing that, you know, this quote is pretty important is the last few weeks we have seen, you know, Sony take its share of lumps, whether that is, you know, Bungie coming out with, you know, their mass layoffs. We're seeing Destiny seemingly at the moment in decline, while then we're seeing, you know, layoff of contract workers over Naughty Dog, assumingly working on the Last of Us multiplayer game. So it is kind of them reassuring folks that, or investors rather, that they are still working on these games. They are going to come out sooner rather than later, but they're going to meet that seal of approval that, you know, Sony to be. So to me, I'm looking at this going, they're reassuring their shareholders that live service games is the thing that they're going to be putting out. And we're going to still get those 12 games, but maybe the first goal was a little bit too bullish of them. That said, Long Chicken writes in, long time no see. I was busy renovating my house, but finally got some time to jump into Discord and throw a question your way. Ooh, you get some new ground molding? Like, what's going on?
I caught it.
Looking different? Yeah.
I caught the question.
Do you guys think there are any chance in hell we'll see a surprise announcement of the long-awaited The Last of Us multiplayer game at the Game Awards? I'm dying to play that game. As always, keep up the good work and much love from across upon your favorite chicken.
Appreciate it, Long Chicken. No, we won't see it.
Really?
I don't think we're going to see it.
Why not?
Why
it was
not?
Shown at the, it was shown at the, you know, what is it?
Was it shown?
We saw some pictures, Kyle. I'm trying to be optimistic.
That's what I mean.
Gamescom. last year.
I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. We've seen pictures and concept art. It's not like we've seen a teaser trailer yet, even. And after hearing the news of it getting internally delayed and put on ice for a little bit, I don't think we're gonna see it until earliest next year. I don't know. Would I love to see it? Absolutely. I can't wait to play it.
Sure.
I hope it is what I want it to be, being a story driven factions, like a division with the Last of Us paint and world and lore and characters and whatnot on it. But I'm trying to be realistic here. I don't see it at the Game Awards.
Mm-hmm.
Just no.
It would be something though, to see a major PlayStation game being revealed at the Game Awards. Like I'm thinking last year with Horizon, right? Burning Shores DLC, but still shown off at the Game Awards. I think you're right. I think The Last of Us deserves a stage where, all eyes are kind of on it. Maybe PlayStation thinks that this is, The Last of Us is a staple of PlayStation. That's going to be the thing for a PlayStation show. Whereas, we're celebrating games this year at the Game Awards. We're already hearing Baldur's Gate coming out and going, yeah, you'll hear the Xbox announcement. I think even the physical announcement sometime at Game Awards. Expect the Xbox version to come out at the end of the year, but expect that announcement at the Game Awards. So if I'm tracking by that logic, I actually don't think you see The Last of Us multiplayer here. I actually think you see the Spider-Man DLC here. Do you think that has more of a chance than The Last of Us multiplayer?
We just got Spider-Man 2.
I know, but remember when Spider-Man first came out, I think a month afterwards, they're like, and here's the DLC that we're going to be showcasing, The City That Never Sleeps. It's a smaller story. It comes out in pieces. He's Black Cat.
Man, I don't know. I don't know. Because I also think, on the other hand, how long until we saw Burning Shores from Forbidden West or Frozen Wilds from Zero Dawn. Those are at least a year apart from each other before we even saw that. This would be mere months before we see DLC. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's got a slight chance. I won't make it out to be impossible. I don't think so. I think as far as Sony goes, we're going to get the some Final Fantasy VII Rebirth kind of love, and that's going to be the Sony. Here's what you have to look forward to for PlayStation in a few months, right. and maybe a hint at Rise of Ronin or Stellar Blade or something along those lines. Maybe not a PlayStation Studios thing, but it is a thing that you can only play on PlayStation for at least the time being.
No, you know what? That's a better way of thinking about it, because even in this report with for all the stockholders to see, it's they even said expect next year to be a little lighter when it comes to PlayStation first party stuff. Of course, these games being delayed out definitely tell you that this year or next year is going to rely a lot on XDev. It's going to rely a lot on second party, and it's going to rely a lot on third party deals to kind of push the PlayStation through what would be considered a dry-ish year. But when you talk about Stellar Blade, assuming that game is coming out next year, let's hope, it's supposed to come out this year. So, we still haven't heard any news on it. Rise of Ronin as well, supposed to come out early next year. Knowing that some of their titles have been pushed out of early 2024 into mid to maybe late 2024. Yeah, I could kind of see something like, Final Fantasy, Rebirth coming out there and being here's a little bit more of this game. Mm-hmm. Go get hyped, get excited. We'll see you in February when that game comes out. Because already there's still more details coming out about it.
Don't forget the first PlayStation 5 game we saw was at Game Awards, and that game was Godfall. Yeah, not a PlayStation Studio game. So they are not afraid to show off what you can play on PlayStation and not being a studio's first party kind of title.
Yeah, and honestly, as far as all these delays go, it's kind of expected. They've had a rough go at this, but you're also seeing them, what we talked about a few weeks ago when people yelled at me for saying Last of Us ain't doing it great, is them kind of going back to kind of restructure and try it again. That's why you've been seeing so much movement within PlayStation organization is they need some fresh brains at this, thinking of, a different strategy on how they approach games as service, live service games in their, portfolio. It's something it's in as we kind of like grit our teeth and like kind of bear it. It's something that PlayStation knows they need, and so many other publishers know that they need games like this, and they need to make sure, again, we talk about this constantly, but they need to make sure that those games, when they come out, Jim Ryan even said it. We know not every one of these games are going to be not scientific weird, but a banger. So yeah, that's right, I used it. I felt like it was appropriate. But we need to make sure that the quality is there. So to me, I think, yeah, PlayStation's reputation is on the line as they experiment with something new. Go, take your time, just make sure you get the feeling of these games down and make sure you get it right. So to me,
yeah,
it is what it is.
Exactly.
It's awesome to see PlayStation 46.5 million consoles shipped.
Hoo-wee.
It's a lot of PlayStations.
It's a lot of
customers.
You have about 1.5 million.
That's right. Look at this. Do you even want to know how I got the PlayStation 5?
Nope, not really.
It's an awesome trade-in deal from GameStop. I literally got this for $25.
Yeah. Did you trade the old one in?
I traded the old one in and a few games that I got this year.
Hey, it's not bad.
And that's it. And honestly, again, it looks nice.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You got fingerprints all over the front. That's driving me crazy, though.
I mean, yeah, it is what it is. You got little sacred symbols right there. Nice.
Sweet. I'm happy for you. Even though a few weeks ago you were like, "No, I don't need it." And look what happened. Look what happened. Mr. FOMO doesn't hit me. Look what happened.
Well, honestly, you know what hits me? A good deal and a good steal. If I can get this for cheap, why not?
Okay.
What? Real talk. If you could get this for $25, and all you got to do is trade in your old PlayStation 5 and Tears of the Kingdom that you ain't playing no more.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me you ain't gonna do that.
It's hard for me to say that when I literally have $30 to my name.
Exactly. So then all you got is $5. I mean, Dollar General gets you 5 meals and a cot,
A cot?
Yeah.
No, I don't need one of those.
All right, fair enough. Take away the next story, sir, because this one's actually pretty exciting. This one gets me a little excited.
So Amina Khan over at PS Lifestyle writes, Sony testing streaming feature that allows game replay from specific points. Now that PS5 game streaming is live for PS Plus Premium members in supported regions, Sony Interactive Entertainment might be considering adding a feature that allows players to replay campaigns from specific points. A recently filed patent application suggests that Sony wants to give players the ability to stream certain moments in a campaign. Spotted by folks over at Xputer, the patent in question was filed by Sony in July 2023 and was published this month. It floats the idea of video games having quote-unquote trigger points that players can replay from while streaming, which Sony says would be similar to games that play like interactive movies. Trigger points could be boss battles, alternate endings, alternate storylines, or, quote, quests integral to the storyline, end quote. In doing so, players won't be stuck replaying campaigns up to the point they want to experience again, especially in the absence of features like chapter select or manual saves. It'll also save them the hassles of fiddling with save files. Sony says the quote-unquote trigger points may be decided by the platform or third-party publisher. Quote, for example, the platform publisher or third-party publisher may associate each trigger point with the start of an activity, example, a battle, a boss, a quest, a mission, etc. The patent application reads.
Ooh, now think of this, at least this is how I was thinking about it. If you're a PlayStation Plus, like extra or premium member, actually premium it is, and you're playing one of those PlayStation 1 classics, and you die, you can just rewind that gameplay. I kind of think about it like that, where this time we're fast forwarding through points of the game that you want to relive. Like there are so many like Spider-Man 2 is immediately that comes to mind. There are like 3 points in that game where I want to revisit, but you always kind of get hesitant because or not even hesitant. You after you're done playing it, you go, oh man, I wish I put like a save there so I can experience it again for the second time. Or there are some times where I'm hesitant to go forward with something because I don't want to maybe trigger a boss that I'm not, necessarily ready for, or I messed up and I wasn't really listening to that cinematic, which happens to me a lot. For those of you who have ADHD, y'all know what I'm talking about. So I think this is a really awesome feature, Kyle. What are your thoughts on it?
I do think it's an awesome feature if it is what you are saying. If we're going off of what this story reads, it is self-imposed by the dev or publisher at certain points. So, like, we can only replay things that they think is worthy of having that kind of feature. It's not like we can... Like, for example, I would love to be able to just hop in and play the ashtray maze moment in Control whenever I want. But if they said, no, it's only for boss battles and whatever, and not having the ability for me to place put a flag, check it off, make a trigger point save state or something on my own doing, then I don't know how much I love this. Because like I could see as, a trophy hunter, this being awesome to use and go back like, oh, I missed a collectible. Let me rewind and go back. But this doesn't sound like this is it. It seems like it's going to be like things that you're going to run in regardless and just want to replay just for the gameplay moments. It's not going to be like not to use it to your own benefit, like to farm or whatever. It's literally just like go back and just redo the whole thing, and like what you did never happened before, which is a bit of a bummer, but it's cool.
Yeah, I'm not thinking of it through the trophy hunter perspective. I'm thinking of it as just like someone who wants to go back on the roller coaster. So like for me, like I can understand if
but it's not like it's not going to be as seamless as I'm going to press L1 and rewind time.
Who knows?
Well, it just says there's going to be points where you can go back and choose them, and they're already predetermined.
Well, listen, I watch a lot of Looper, okay, so maybe I have higher hopes than you because of PlayStation Core, by the way. Looper, remember that Hayden Christensen?
What?
It's on there. You can watch it. Looper is one of the game. The
Hayden Christensen is in Looper.
Yeah, isn't he?
I thought that was Joseph Gordon-Levitt in Looper.
No. Am I thinking of a different Looper? Yeah,
you
go
might
look
be.
it up. Go look it up because the one with Levitt is a legitimate bop. That being said, I think you're reading as it through like, this is more like a chapter select, where I'm thinking of it as a rewind feature. I'm thinking of it as like, this is a feature I know PlayStation first party, second party games are going to have. And if I'm a developer there, I'm looking at specific points in time where like, I know my audience is going to, lose their crap over. For example, like, this is not a spoiler, you see in the trailer, but like when you see Venom for the first time in Spider-Man 2, I want to relive that moment. I know sure as shit that Insomniac is going to, have that little, you meet this character here, and you go and you relive that scene. Or, The Last of Us for the golf course, you want to get right to that point. What's that? That's Savoy Prime's favorite game. I'm just giving it a shout out. And then, bam, I get to relive that scene. And maybe I want to jump ahead to, later on.
You're literally describing a chapter select. It's not a rewind feature.
But, and again, I'm trying to go like a little bit. I'm thinking of it like, yes, it's a chapter select in a way, but it's more like detailed. It's like, you're not getting to chapter 1, you're getting to chapter 1 section C of that level. That's how I'm reading it. It's like those specific moments that developer knows it's going to grip you, the player.
I agree, but earlier you were saying that you could just rewind time to re-experience that. That's not. You're not. There's not going to be a button for you to instantly rewind or fast forward in time.
Oh no. That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Then
okay.
that was a crappy analogy. On my part.
Big Lou Pagano in chat. The Hayden Christensen movie you're talking about is Jumper, not Looper.
Sorry, I get my
Jumper,
loopers and
Looper.
my jumpers.
You know, I get it.
Crossed sometimes. Jumper.
I've only seen Looper. I've never seen Jumper.
Saw Looper once, and I was not I'm not a fan of the Bruce Willis forehead that Levitt's got going on. That was very weird.
Okay.
Didn't approve.
That's fair.
Didn't approve one bit. But yeah, this is awesome. I hope we see this soon. That said, Kyle, a little bit of some Flash news, just mix into the main show. Gotta run fast, just for this one little second. The PlayStation 5 turns 3 years old. Holy crap, that's how time works.
Mm-hmm.
And then to hit you with another doozy, the PlayStation 4 also turned 10 years old.
Whew.
How you feeling, Kyle? Why is it more sore?
Why? Which one is more sore?
I mean, I think the PlayStation 4 one ages me a bit.
In a way, I'm more shocked that PS5 turns 3, if I'm totally honest.
Really?
PS4 does seem like a long time ago.
Yeah.
PS5 already turning 3 seems like it was yesterday me getting a PlayStation 5. And and everything we have lived through from the PS5 coming out.
So much trauma.
It's just it's a lot. And to think we figured this out over the weekend with Mike and Kelsey that we all met 7 years ago, which is like in the middle of this. So like that is what hurts more. Not from that I'm upset that I met you, just the fact that it's been 7 years.
You seem like you hold a lot of resentment from that day.
Well, but yeah, I think the
piece of shit.
No, you're not. Stop. The PS5 turning 3, I think, makes me more upset than the PS4.
Fair. Do you think we'll have fond memories of the PlayStation 5 the same way we do 4 when it turns 10?
Yes.
Yeah. Because every time I hear people go, I'm waiting for this generation to really start
those people don't play games the way we play games. They play the big releases. They play the annual releases. They don't play the nitty gritty stuff.
Sure. I think
or they're so set in their ways that they don't want to try anything new, which I guess is one and the same.
I think like, cause I hold some of that. I'm one of those people because I hold a little bit of that. Like, I feel like we are getting now to the point right here, right now, where you're seeing some truly next gen stuff out of these games, i.e. Spider-Man 2 and Alan Wake 2.
Put some respect on Forbidden West.
And Forbidden West. But like, I think it feels a little bit more of the continuation of PlayStation 4's success. But I think when we take a step back, 7 years from now, out of our Tesla hover cars that he promised, that we're going to take a look at it going, wow, this was actually a really great generation of content. Like, this was, like, Returnal is still one of the best games coming out of this generation for me.
Yeah.
So I think we're kind of, a part of it is maybe we're a little spoiled rotten. But
1000% we are.
Yeah, but PlayStation 4, man, that was, what a time to be alive.
Absolutely.
Especially during that launch. Yeah. Like, I think Wario shared the first advertisement of Greatness Awaits. It's like, oh, that was a superb trailer.
One of my first days working at GameStop was the PS4 launch day.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I remember it well. I remember bringing that box home, like Stingray in chat. I also belt buckled it into my car. After the midnight release, I came home. I opened it right up and immediately hopped into Resogun and Contrast. I think were the PS Plus games on launch, and just had a grand old time. It was amazing.
Guess what the first game I played was?
I think I know this.
You're not gonna know it. It's gonna come out of left field. You're be like,
is it
what?
Not Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
Nope.
Oh.
It is. Wait for it. Drum roll. Battlefield 4.
Oh,
Battlefield was the first game I remember playing on my PlayStation 4, and then it was Resogun. Never messed with Contrast, and then shortly after was the GOAT that is Black Flag.
Yeah. And Knack.
No, we killed that with fire.
No, we don't.
And honestly, shout out to Killzone as well. Shadowfall was so good.
It was so good.
Face me in any pistols only match. I'm gonna I'll put you to the ground. Is what I'll do.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle. I'm ready to get upset again. This
Let's
is
go.
nice to relive some memories, but I'm here to get upset and talk about taxes. all
Sure. A lot of this comes from Todd Spangler over at Vanity. The Game Awards 2023 nominations: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3 lead the pack with 8 noms each. So it's Alan Wake versus Baldur's Gate 3, baby. It wouldn't be. This, I believe, is you, Joe, writing this. Yep. It wouldn't be a Jeff show without a little controversy. Speaking of, Dave the Diver is an indie game, but Baldur's Gate 3 is. Octopath Traveler, not the best RPG.
Nope.
Starfield and Final Fantasy 16 soundtrack snub.
Ooh-wee.
Whew. But the biggest award of the Game Awards is always the Game of the Year. And these are the following nominations for Jeff's show on December 7th.
Yep.
Alan Wake 2.
Live.
Catch us live. We'll be here. Alan Wake 2, Remedy Entertainment, Epic Games Publishing. Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios. Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Games and Sony Interactive Entertainment. Resident Evil 4 by Capcom. Super Mario Bros. Wonder from Nintendo. And The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, also from Nintendo.
Is that the indie game on those?
Don't get me started. The most nominations of the show, Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake, both have 8. Number 2 is Spider-Man 2 with 7. Also, little note to go to the Game Awards, you can't because all the tickets are already sold out.
Ooh,
and a lot of those tickets were very pricey.
Yeah, very
pricey.
He's
well,
like, listen,
the outside seats were the typical $40. If you want to sit in the middle sections, I think there were upwards of like $230, $220, $230.
Ooh, too rich for my blood. That's
way too much.
Una writes in, hey guys, so with the Game Awards nominations out, what do you think got snubbed this year? As with a game like this year, you expect some snubs. So what are you two guys' biggest snubs of the nominations? What do you think got snubbed here? Why is it Starfield that didn't get the Game of the Year? Because I really liked it a lot and now I'm upset.
Well, that's not my snub. Because I didn't play Starfield. So I'm only going off of things that I played.
Jeff is crooked. This whole thing is skewed. It's deep state inside.
Well, it's not just Jeff. It's the outlets that pick the nominations, that nominate games.
Biased.
So,
biased against Bethesda, they say. I'm angry. I'm outraged, Kyle. My game that I liked a lot, I don't see on that list. I'm going to flip a table, Kyle.
Yeah, I don't see Final Fantasy 16 on that list. You're right. I think that is a huge snub just for the fact that we won't get to hear the Final Fantasy 16 music from the Game Awards orchestra. Yeah. That's a huge bummer. This is just me, and I realize it's in my circles of like social media and people I know who play games.
Sure.
I'm not seeing a whole lot of hype over Wonder. Like, I know people like it, but I'm not seeing everyone on Twitter going like, oh my God, this is the best Mario game I've played in forever. Like, I'm not seeing, I could see that literally about all the other nominees. I just did not see much about Wonder. So I think maybe just the fact that it is a new Mario game, that is what pushed it into the nominations.
The Nintendo tax.
A little bit. Yeah.
The Nintendo refund, maybe.
Absolutely. I'm a little shocked for that. I'm once again way more upset than I should be over the sports category. Right. One sports game, 4 racing games, all lumped into one thing. Yes, F1 is a sport, but it's also a racer. That shocks me, and I need more of these outlets to actually like take a look at other sports games instead of just going to like, here's Hot Wheels 2. Okay, sure. I'm sure it's fun, but like,
World of Flames.
Sure, rugby, cricket, like there, NBA 2K, which it's not the best this year, MLB The Show. Like there are other things there. I'm shocked. Sea of the Stars is also not on the Game of the Year list, and just in general, of all the years, to expand the nominations for Game of the Year, it's this year, right?
No.
You're nuts.
No.
Why not?
I think making it a standard 6 I think it's just like, yeah, this is what it is. It's a sixth of the best of the best. I think what's on the game of the year list does surprise me. Like, I love Resident Evil 4 remake. I think it's stellar, but in a year where so many stellar original games here, I don't think this game should be on that list. Whereas, like, yeah, I would love that to have gone to like an indie like Sea of Stars, give more spotlight for those folks. I think Resident Evil got enough spotlight. I know what it does and what it's done for that game is spectacular, and it is again on my short list. But put some respect out there for some of the original titles.
Yeah, I love how you have turned around from RE2 remake years ago.
Well, it's because
and like most people out there, like, oh, I can't have a remake up there for Game of the Year. Shouldn't really count. And that's how I was for RE2 remake. And then I played it. I was like, no, it absolutely deserves it. And now RE4, an exceptionally made game. One of my favorite games of the year. I could see it being in Game of the Year. I just find it funny how a lot of people were like, no, a remake shouldn't be in there.
And I think it's just because you take a look at 2019 versus 2023 in terms of just the sheer amount of 9s and like 10s that we're getting. Again, not to say it's not deserved.
Yeah,
it's just
no, I get it.
You know, yeah, there's just so much. But again, at the same exact time, this is Jeff's list. This ain't mine. My biggest problem with this list, though, Kyle, is it seems like because Jeff loves AI so much, he pretty much threw this whole thing into ChatGPT, and it kind of shot this out. Like,
yeah, Lies of P also being an RPG. What are we doing?
Exactly.
And
like,
I think we were on the train when this dropped, so we were watching on the train together. And seeing the description for RPG, it's basically like any game where you can customize your character and is a massive multiplayer component. There's way more to an RPG than just customizing your character.
Yeah. And, you know, for example, as well, like Diablo 4 should be in there.
Sure.
The way you could customize a
absolutely,
class
That is, I know how you feel. Diablo 4 should have gotten a couple more nominations, even though I think overall it did drop the ball here and there in some aspects.
On the live service element, sure. Yeah, but again, and it's also picking that ball back up. But I would say as that game launched, the systems that are at play, that game was exceptional for an RPG. It should have been up there. Dave the Diver, I found out, isn't an indie game. It's a small group within a large publisher that put out this game. And it's interesting. I think I understand the outcry, and I would like to just meet it with a different angle. We're about to enter into this part of the industry where indie developers don't need major publishers to make a game like Baldur's Gate 3 and it be an indie game. Like, we are starting to see AAA independent studios making AAA like or at the same level of and even beyond games. Like, take a look at Alan Wake 2. Remedy is an independent studio. Baldur's Gate 3, Larian is an independent studio. You know, Remedy got publishing via Epic Games, and that definitely helped. But like, those two are independent studios making two of the most critically acclaimed games this year. I think that's a really exciting thing that I think we're losing the point on, because I do think in a few years' time, the indie category is going to look different, and I think it will be broken up into, best AAA game versus best indie game. I think that's going to be really interesting to see how that evolves. But even there, I think there was some snubbery.
I think an easy workaround for that, just right in the moment, not really putting too much thought into it. A nice little change for the indie categories would be like best self-published game.
Yes.
Best indie published by an outside company or something along those lines to maybe fix that whole hubbub, because I mean, even like the issue with like Lies of P, technically an indie, but it has so many devs on that, and it's underneath a big publisher that has a lot of money, so it's in that weird spot. And Larian is all on its own and doing it all on its own. It has a ton of money backing, and whatnot, but it is independent. So yeah, the indie space is very, very weird at the moment, and those lines are blurred every waking second in every new indie game that comes out, which makes all this super, super confusing.
Yeah, super confusing, and it's going to be a really interesting time for the next 5 to 7 years as we see indie studios do. We're going to see way more Kinas than we thought we were going to see. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That said, for every Jeff stumble, I shall take it upon myself to capitalize. Of course, earlier this week, because y'all unlocked it in the first hour of fundraising, we announced the Platies 2023. We are completely rebranding the Trophy Room Awards because Trophy Room Awards was getting in the way of our fans. So we wanted to make a special award show, totally rebrand from the ground up. It is the Platies 2023, a award show made by the players for the game developers, the studios, the individuals that made 2023 one of the best years in gaming. You might say, well, Joe, what's this all about? Well, thank you for asking. This is what we do each and every year is we send out a Google form of 30 plus categories, 80 plus contestants, from AAA to indie games. We want to spotlight the people that make this year and who have made this year so incredible, as oftentimes we're seeing layoffs and just all types of awfulness. We want to take a moment to say thank you for being so incredibly talented. Thank you for putting out the games that we love. Thank you for making this industry a better place. And that's what the Platies 2023 is all about. Voting begins right now. Link in the description of the podcast. If you are live, guess what? I'm throwing a link out in the chat. Go ahead, start voting for your game of the year. And speaking of, here's the list of our game of the year nominees. Kyle, let's read it off one by one. You take the first one, sir.
Alan Wake 2 from Remedy Entertainment.
Ooh-wee. Baldur's Gate 3 by Larian Studios.
Final Fantasy 16 from Square Enix and Creative Business Unit 3, I think it is.
That's right. Lies of P by Studio 8 and NeoWiz.
Sea of Stars from Sabotage Studio.
And last but not leastly, Spider-Man 2 made by Insomniac Games.
Hooey.
That's a much different list. So for the rundown,
Alan
Wake 2.
And games, yes, we're a PlayStation podcast. So games you can play on your PlayStation. There will be games outside of PlayStation we absolutely love.
Yep.
But when it comes to our award show, we want to highlight things you can play on PlayStation.
Yeah. And again, rundown, Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, and Spider-Man 2 are our Game of the Year nominees. This is really exciting. I love to see that our list is so drastically different from, some of the biggest ones out there. It's awesome to see.
Another little jab at Jeff's show.
Oh, okay. A little salt.
A little bit. And it's something that I think I know that something, what is happening? Something that we do that I love when it comes to our award show. Mm-hmm. We don't limit it only to 5 performances.
Yeah.
Because Jeff only has 5 performances. We have best performance for male presenting and best performance for female presenting. And I think those lists are incredible. I just want to highlight my favorite nominee, not saying it will win or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But I was very proud of including this, and I think, Joe, you'll also appreciate this as well, and everyone at home.
Very clever. Very clever.
Baldur's Gate 3, Amelia Tyler, the narrator. We are nominating because Amelia had so much heavy lifting to do.
So much.
And she crushed it. There is no Baldur's Gate 3 without Amelia's narrating. So I really appreciate that one as well.
When you threw that one out for best female performance, I was just like, this is why you're the smarter one here.
Yeah.
You blew my mind. I was like, yeah, you can't have, and nothing in Baldur's Gate's moves without her voice.
No.
And like she's setting the tone for
Mm-hmm.
each scene, each reaction. Like, yeah, Amelia, shout out to you. For me, Kyle, I think the toughest performance is going to be best male performance, where we have Yuri Lowenthal for Peter Parker, Jeter as Miles Morales. Both are Spider-Man, by the way. Ben Starr as Clive Rosefield. And I'm going to butcher his name, and I apologize. Ika Villi as Alan Wake. Nashir Dalal as Bode Akuna. And Neil Newburn as Astrian.
Astarion.
Astarian from Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
That one's going to be real tough because there are like all of them are just so incredibly talented.
Yeah.
Like Yuri Lowenthal is, when I think of just Spider-Man in general, I'm not thinking Tom Holland. I am actually thinking Yuri. And then Alan Wake is just incredible. Ben's performance as Clive Rosefield is phenomenal.
Accept the truth, everybody.
Nashir ate this year. It's not just playing, well, I can't really say it. He's playing a character in Spider-Man, which I loved, but he's played one of my favorite characters in a Star Wars game. Bode is just incredible.
Yeah, and
so,
Kotalu and Burning Shores too. He's all over the place.
I can say that one. Yeah, so like I love to see him get so many opportunities and absolutely crush. I would love, if there's anybody on this list that we can talk to, it is definitely Nashir, because I really wanted him to answer the question. You got a script for a Star Wars and a Spider-Man, and you got two roles where you just absolutely ate it up in the best way possible. Like stellar performances all around by these great talented artists.
Shout out to Best Horror.
Oh yes.
Boy, that's gonna be a bloodbath. Alan Wake 2, Dead Space remake, Resident Evil 4 remake, and Bramble. Good God Almighty!
Lord in heaven, I do declare. And then shout out. Listen, Xbox fans, don't worry. The Xbox tax trickles down.
We got you.
Relax. Best non-PlayStation game. Dave the Diver comes here because it's not on PlayStation yet. Hi-Fi Rush, which shout out to that game for being so stunningly beautiful, so damn great at what it's doing. Pikmin 4 for the kids out there. I got to play a little bit of Pikmin 4. I liked it quite a bit, by God. Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Of course, I loved that game so gosh darn much. It is a fantastic sequel to Breath of the Wild. And last but not leastly, Starfield.
Oh.
So Xbox fans who are listening, put your money where your angered pocket is and vote for Starfield for best non-PlayStation game. I love this category because though we are a PlayStation podcast, it kind of brings in the spirit of what the trophy room is, which is we're a podcast. We're gamers at the end of the day. And sometimes we turn off our PlayStation. We turn on a Nintendo or we turn on an Xbox and our hands burn for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the burn starts feeling good, you know?
And if this is your first time hearing about our end of the year game award show, the way it works is your vote will count as a third. Joe and I each get a vote. So when we do our big show, we'll tell you our votes for each one there. If there's a tiebreaker, you guys decide the winner. So that is how we do our award show, because our community is a huge part of it and is very important to us. We want to make sure your voices are heard. So voting is very, very important. So please share that out. If you want to see your favorite game win an award, that's fantastic. But also, just celebrate any game or experience you played. Like, don't take these, even ours, don't take our awards so seriously like it's all you think about and you fight about with people. It's fine. Video games are awesome. Just enjoy what we got to play this year. Unprecedented year. It's fine. It doesn't take away your experiences of what you did.
Yeah. And I think that that's the spirit of what this award show is. It's like just celebrating the folks that made this year possible, which has been one of the best years for game releases. And as we often say, one of the worst years for devs out there. And so for us to try to put a spotlight on all this creative work and, you know, just give them the shout out that they deserve, I think is just all we're trying to do. That being said, as well, best RPG category has Octopath Traveler too, because this is a civilized place.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. What was that? There was only 5. That's the thing that angered me here. There was only 5 in that category. You couldn't put Octopath at 6.
Nobody loves Lies of P more than I.
Yeah,
I would have put Octopath over Lies of P. Even I know that in that category. I didn't even play Octopath, but I know it's good. Where's Star Ocean Second Story R? What are we talking about here?
What are we doing here?
What are we talking about? Outlets? What are we doing?
Come on. So the Platies voting starts right now. It ends on December 15th, and then it airs January 11th. Because what we like to do is we like to make it a whole big pageantry. We want to get all the people involved, all the devs, shout them out, edit their show, bring special guests. It's going to be a whole big thing, all about camaraderie and video games, as it's always supposed to be.
We got to play a lot of them too, still.
I mean, I gotta beat 2 of them, and I'm the end of one of them, and I am so enthralled, and I cannot. Ooh, I can't wait to talk to y'all about it. So again, link in the description. I'm going to be very unbearable about it for the next month. So make sure you go out there and you vote. All right, Kyle.
Yeah.
That's it for the Platies. That's it for the Game Awards for now. And again, we'll react to Jeff's show on December 7th as well. Live reacting to. And yeah, that being said, Kyle, I kind of want to do a little what you've been playing segment. Of course, we played a lot of games this past weekend, but to make it PlayStation themed, I have gotten my hands on the PlayStation Portal.
Perfect timing, the Black Harry Potter in chat. They just wrote, "Did I miss the Portal overview?" Nope. You're here.
Oh, it's right
Perfect.
You're right on time, buddy. So, Kyle, you got any questions for me about the PlayStation Portal? Because I've been playing a whole lot of it.
Yeah.
Full 8 hours of it.
So I don't want to ask questions that I feel like I know the answers to. I'm pretty sure I know how it feels. If you held a DualSense, you probably have held a Portal.
It tastes great.
Definitely didn't. I never licked a DualSense in my life, so I don't know what you're doing here. My biggest thing is just how is the lag of streaming straight to the Portal? Like that is mine is in the mail. GameStop messed up, like I think a lot of people, and we'll get it probably at the end of the week. Who knows?
Damn.
I want to know, like, is Wi-Fi good enough to stream to this thing? Is like, how is performance wise?
Okay, it varies. So, just to bear note, this is the PlayStation Portal. No, we didn't get a copy. PlayStation doesn't love us like that. So I went out there. I got up in the bright and early, and I've been playing again a good about 8 hours of the PlayStation Portal exclusively. So take this as our right now intermittent, impressions of the console. I want to say it varies. So when it comes to lag, the first thing I did was I booted up my PlayStation. My PlayStation is a wired connection. Okay, I do not mess with Wi-Fi at all in the slightest. And I started playing Lies of P in my room right across from my PlayStation, as I would like if I was just playing my PlayStation. No lag whatsoever. I didn't experience a gosh dang thing. Now, also to bear in mind, I have gigabit internet, so my internet is pretty stellar. Okay. I don't have to worry about much. So if you're in an urban area like me, if you're in the tri-state area especially, this thing right here is a great second screen right off the bat, because there is barely any noticeable lag. None that I saw. Like every time I died on Lies of P, it was not because of that 1 second delay. It was because I was dumb, and this big dude with big bulking like tree for arms is killing me in this cottage over and over and over again. Then afterwards, I played Spider-Man on the PlayStation.
Really quickly.
Spider-Man 2, yeah.
Before you get into Spider-Man,
please.
Have you only played in that room? Have you tested out in other rooms of the house?
Well, that's a great thing that you mentioned that. So when I'm playing Spider-Man, I walked downstairs into my recliner, where I would be playing this if I didn't have like. This is where I would be playing. This is my dream locale.
Yeah.
I'm on the lazy boy with my PlayStation Portal. No lag. Still no lag.
Sweet.
Went down into my basement. Broke out the portal there. Still no lag.
Okay.
Then I took this thing on the ultimate test. I played Sea of Stars on the toilet.
Okay.
Ain't never been an experience like that. My legs went numb. This was...
God, I can't wait to pop a platinum and pop a poop at the same time.
Exactly. Pop a poopy trophy.
Yeah.
Please don't draw that, Jadis. But yeah, no noticeable lag, though my connection went down slightly.
Okay.
Here's where it gets a little tricky.
It's the plumbing.
Okay. No. I went, okay, now let me go take this on the road.
On the road?
I'm gonna go to Starbucks. They got Wi-Fi over there.
Okay.
They got public Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I got me a pumpkin spice latte, and I sat down, and I attempted to play the PlayStation Portal.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no way that's happening.
I could have told you that.
Nope. Didn't let me go in the slightest bit. Try to pop my hotspot, didn't work whatsoever. I tried more public like Wi-Fi areas, nothing.
Yeah.
So as of right now, for me, this is once I'm out of the house, this thing is useless.
Mm-hmm.
Is how I'm seeing it at the moment. This is definitely a second screen experience for those of whom who like remote play in their house with a wired connection. I saw a question of like, did you attempt to play cloud-based games on this console? Sorry, not a console.
The handheld.
On the streaming tab. Don't do that because you're already getting lag from the cloud-based service and you're just adding more lag upon lag. So it's not a preferred time.
Okay.
This is also not where I tried to play Call of Duty on it. Don't play Call of Duty on this. Don't attempt multiplayer. That would be a silly thing to do. This is a very particular item. And when I was out and about trying to test it out on like, again, public Wi-Fi spots, I was just like, man, if only this thing did have some type of like cloud, like if I could play the PlayStation Plus cloud like games on here, this would be so cool. But it's those like subtle, like, drawbacks that are a bit of a bummer, because if you do have not the best internet in the world, if you do have a non-wired connection, it's going to be a bit of you're going to experience those lag spikes. And the other thing I do want to talk about when it comes to lag, and I know this is a TED Talk, I get to your next question. When I went to in public with this, and I always hate when in reviews, like, people go stare at you weird. People stare at me weird all the time. They tell me to put my pants back on and leave the lows. But, I was out in public and I went back home. It had a really hard time trying to find my home connection again. And then when it did, it was lag city. And I actually had to reset this peripheral to get it to work completely fine again. So there are some weird hiccups if you're switching Wi-Fi spots.
Okay.
All right, Colin, next question. I'm sorry. That was a lot.
It seems like you've been playing it nonstop. How's that battery life?
I am on one battery so far.
Okay.
So I would assume that this is about 6 hours of batteries, but I will get back to you on that.
Okay.
I want a few more charges in there before I know for sure.
Any, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
It's
what are
we Kyle, what are we trying to say here? What are we trying to say? Your brain literally just shut off. You want to know why? Is because someone's taking a shower and that noise is like,
it's me.
The water running is driving me nuts.
I got you.
Any compromise to the DualSense? Is it like a DualSense? All the features are there. It's not just it's still essentially a DualSense split in half.
Oh my God. Yes, it is. It is a DualSense split in half. When people are like, it looks goofy, it looks dumb, I don't care. It feels great. That's why I got this thing. I I look at the Nintendo Switch, I'm like, I can't even with you. Like the weird rectangle, like I can't. I rather have these dumb cones
Mm-hmm.
on the side because
Mm-hmm.
it feels legitimately just like a PlayStation DualSense controller. The only difference that I've noticed as I'm dropping all the stuff to hang on to my Edge controller, the only thing that's really different about these two is the analog sticks. The analog sticks on the Portal are slightly smaller than the Edge, but other than that,
But they're the
honestly, they
same as a
feel
regular DualSense, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the
Okay.
analog sticks are just a little bit smaller, and then at the end of the day, it's still a DualSense controller, so you still get the thwipping motion in Spider-Man Down. You're still getting that that haptic feedback when you're shooting a gun in Ratchet and Clank, of
Mm-hmm.
which I played, and it's weird to be playing a Portal and watching portals being like strewn about. Um, but yeah, no, this is a DualSense controller. And I was even at one point, I was playing it like it was a DualSense, where I'm like, let me just put the controller down under my desk
Let
and let me
me
just
let
start
me
playing.
throw it over on the couch. Let me just throw
Exactly.
it. To...
Yeah. So
How
feels great.
is it? A tough setup? It's a confusing setup. Is it literally just signing into PlayStation Network and you're done?
Very easy setup. It's pretty much that. It walks you through it. It takes about there's like a minute for it to update. And then afterwards, all you got to do is click on the remote play, allow remote play on your console. And here's the cool thing about it. This is how easy remote play is on the Portal. You can actually switch users on the PlayStation Portal. So in my household, we have 3 PlayStation 5s, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're soon to be 2. But we have 2 PlayStation 5s. So I get to switch. Do I want to be playing on my PlayStation 5 or do I want to be playing on my brother's PlayStation 5? And that is actually really cool. There's
That's
like
cool.
a little side tab, which if any of the PlayStations were connected, I'd be showing off. But
Mm-hmm.
there's a little side tab that you press and you go, PlayStation 5, which one do you want? And you click it and immediately it loads up and you get this little, you know, Doctor Strange portal and it just portals you in to the PlayStation. Great question.
Question.
Yeah.
Because I think we were trying to figure this out when it first was shown off.
Yep.
Does your PlayStation have to be on and not in rest mode for it to work, or can you press the PlayStation button on your Portal and will it wake up your PlayStation from rest mode?
I'm assuming that's a great question because I only played it with my PlayStation off, and then when I was downstairs, I never really cared to bother to look.
Okay.
So that's a good question. I'll get back to you
Okay.
on that, but I assume
Okay.
you're turning your PlayStation on.
Okay.
'Cause
Yeah.
sometimes that boot up be long.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
It's straight up. It's mirroring your PlayStation 5. So like,
I'm just thinking
partner,
to turn on my PlayStation, I never hit the button on the actual console. I just hit the DualSense to turn it on. So I'm wondering if Portal's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll check a look on that.
Yeah. Where is the PlayStation button on that bad boy?
Oh, it is right here on the side. You just press it and it turns on.
Oh, I see it. Okay. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, that's the share button. No, it's right next to the share button. Got it.
There you go. Yeah, it's right next to the share button, and then the mute button here because there's a microphone is right there. Speaking of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Audio, speakers, they work.
man, oh man, all right.
I know no
This is-
Bluetooth, so no AirPods or anything like that. So
Yeah, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna cuss, so I'm gonna try to mute. Fucking sucks. That is such a that is such a PlayStation wants your money to go out there buy the earbuds. That is so stupid. It really hurts the viability of this console. The speakers are decent. They're not like, oh my god, this is amazing. They're decent to okay. If you are in a loud environment, these are not good headphones. You want something that isolates the experience. You want your AirPods. It is the PlayStation tax. It is them saying, listen, we want you to only use our peripherals and our peripherals only. That really sucks. This should have a Bluetooth chip in it so you could be listening to your AirPods or whatever, type of wireless earbud that you have. That sucks. The speakers are serviceable. There is a headphone jack that I will be using, but I shouldn't have to go out there to Walgreens, pop a $5 earbud because PlayStation is too cheap to go out there and put a Bluetooth chip in this console or peripheral. Rather.
yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. That's really annoying.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Any other questions you got for me, sir?
Not for me, but Bertos Maximus has a question.
Ooh.
Good evening, gentlemen. I want to start off by saying that I hope you had a good weekend and had lots of fun. Oh, and I effing love Spider-Man. The visuals are so stunning and made me want to cry, which is the first time a video game has done this in a long time. Now for the question. I need both of your help in deciding whether the Portal is worth my money. Is there going to be restrictions on what you can do? For example, what games can be played on it? Joe kind of hinted at that, like don't really try multiplayer. Also, is it Wi-Fi only, or is there like a data version, like a Wi-Fi dongle? Wi-Fi only.
Wi-Fi only. Yep.
As always, thank you for the amazing content and keep safe while hunting those sweet, sweet trophies. House Slanger for the win. What even is House Banger? Your friend from across the pond.
Couldn't even tell you. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing because I really love it, but I can't necessarily recommend it because it is such a, for example, I'm not running into many issues, right? Like I ran into that one finicky thing, but I see people that are trying to play Spider-Man and it's just wonky. And then I'm seeing people play GT7 and it is fine.
Yeah.
So your internet is going to vary, means that how viable this option is going to vary to you.
Yeah.
You could easily get a similar experience by just putting up the PlayStation Remote app on your phone and connecting a controller to it. Mm-hmm. You could very much do that. It's going to save you $200, but there is that cumbersome side of like, I don't want my texts or my alerts going off while I'm trying to game, right? The weird hiccup that I have. But if your internet is not up to snuff, and if your PlayStation is not hooked up to wired, it becomes a harder sell. But it's not like this thing sucks because there's so much promise to it. I just feel like this thing could be even more if there was just a way to stream some of these games. If this was a streaming tab like the Logitech G Cloud or whatever have you, this would be like a yeah, sure, absolutely, go out there and get it. But because you're hooked up to your PlayStation 5, because you're connected to it, it limits what this thing is capable of doing, and your internet limits what this thing is capable of doing. So it becomes a harder sell that like this thing is not for everyone, and that is completely fine.
Yeah.
It is for me, for someone who wants to not buy a third PlayStation 5 in the house. It's easy for me, and it's definitely for folks that have kids or have that partner that they want to just be around. Like there are some times I want to chill with my brother, but I want to also play Spider-Man.
Yeah,
like it's for those situations. It's very much a vanity thing.
The main reason why I wanted to get it, so I could watch sports and still play games at the same time.
Yeah, and if you're wired, I bet you're going to be able to do that. Pretty fine.
Ghetto Berry also writes in. Hey guys, hope you're both well and had a fantastic weekend. Extra Life looked like a massive success, smashing goal after goal. I'm so proud of everyone involved. Thank you so much. My question this week is regarding the PlayStation Portal. What kind of games would you recommend playing on it? Can you play Fortnite with it?
Nope.
Or should I stick with slow games like Metal Gear Solid Collection while my partner is watching YouTube on the telly?
Oh, yeah.
I know you'll need great Wi-Fi, and luckily we just had a new high-speed modem installed. But I want to know if playing Spider-Man 2 has the same experience as playing it on the TV screen, or if the Portal is only good for Power Wash Simulator or similar capacity of those games. Take care, guys, and your puppy is gorgeous. And then you crossed out, P.S. Love you really, Kyle? Haha, what? Yeah. Why'd you cross that out?
Because he threw some anti-banger stuff in there. So I wanted it to be like, he's like, he really meant like boo, the banger, house banger. But now I know how you're perceiving it, and my apologies. That's not what I meant. All right, while you're dealing with that imposter syndrome, I want to also say Power Wash Simulator is part of the Platies for DLC. By the way. Best DLC.
And best debut on PlayStation.
Yep. You could clean the DeLorean. Need I say more?
Yeah. Come on.
Need I say more?
Oh my God. Why am I blanking on the name? The Guard Scorpion from Final Fantasy VII Remake? Yeah, that's in there. Ooh. Come on now.
Yeah. What games would I recommend playing it? I was playing Sea of Stars. Mm-hmm. That's where I noticed actually some of the lag.
Okay.
But like turn-based games, yeah, your Metal Gear collection is going to be fine here. Mm-hmm. I was also thinking, like, some older games like Castlevania, like the Castlevania collection that you got from Limited Run in the weekend
Yep.
would be perfect here.
Yeah.
Would be absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
That said, as well, playing games like disc-based games, tried that, no problems, no
Awesome.
Additional lag.
And like Joe mentioned, Ghetto Berry, it seems like it runs pretty well if your PlayStation 5 is hardwired with an Ethernet cord.
And it seems like you have at least one of those things. So, yeah, definitely the slower base games, but like no Fortnite on this, mister.
Mm-mm.
No Call of Duty. No Honkai Star Rail, which is in the Platies. None of that.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle.
Whew.
That being said, there's one more additional story to this whole, PlayStation Portal thing.
Okay.
So take it away.
This comes from Zarmina Khan over at PS Lifestyle. Zarmina writes about the cloud gaming future. Hideaki Nishino has explained why the PlayStation Portal doesn't support cloud streaming. In a new interview, Nishino suggested that cloud streaming could potentially be supported by a handheld device. Speaking to Japanese outlet AV Watch, Nishino said that the main technical difference between remote play and cloud streaming is the location of the server, so there shouldn't be any technical limitations when it comes to supporting cloud gaming on the PlayStation Portal. However, Sony doesn't simply want to check boxes and wants to ensure that if cloud gaming is implemented, it's done right. Sony's only just enabled cloud streaming on the PS5 in select regions, and although early impressions have been very positive, the feature is in its infancy. Quote, "It's easy to check off the features," Nishino said in translated message. However, we would like to proceed carefully while considering whether this is a good idea and whether we can truly provide gameplay without any problems, end quote.
So if you're looking at a console or a peripheral that could possibly do some more streaming stuff, it's probably version 2 is what you're looking at. That's how I translated that in my head. It's like, yeah, this is legit a remote play device. And I want to just end cap on this. It's a remote play device. That's what they promised it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They didn't promise that you'd be playing, Call of Duty streaming on here. Okay? This is a remote play device first and foremost and only.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for something that is a little bit more extensive, that is PlayStation centric, you might be wanting to wait on a version 2. But
yeah,
right now, to end cap this segment, the PlayStation Portal is a good idea on paper, and even 80% of it in reality, it's a fantastic device. It's a fantastically built device. What it does well. It's just the little things of just I wanted a little bit more of, and the finicky nature of it as well when it comes to the UI and some of the connection issues that I've had. It's that's why I can't give this a strong recommendation. It's really, what's your internet looking like? Is your PlayStation 5 hardwired? And if it's good and yes, then yeah, absolutely go out there and buy this.
At least you should know at this point, if you're going to hop on something brand new right off the gate, you're an early adopter and we are the guinea pigs.
Yep.
And then they'll guarantee the next iteration, if there ever is one, it's going to have Bluetooth.
And I'm running the wheel, baby.
Yeah. I'm very excited to get mine.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, it's time. First, the Flash news. Gotta run.
Oh my God, he's literally in this first piece of news.
That's right. It's the Flash. Oh my God. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League trailer. We ended that same exact time. Killed the Justice League trailer. Insider 1, episode 1.
Yeah. They're doing a Night City kind of thing.
Burning. 20 minutes of Rocksteady trying to sell us the Suicide Squad. Kyle, I know you've been working all day.
I watched it. I've been trying to watch it.
Numbers. What were your thoughts on it, man? Because you're the Rocksteady guy.
I loved it. I loved it. No, it's
that's what I want to hear.
I've still pretty maintained my hype for it, even though it's maybe not exactly what I wanted from Rocksteady.
Yeah.
But man, Metropolis looks so cool. That's a cool looking city. I did realize, like everyone's gripe in mine included, of like, oh man, all the enemies are glowing purple things. They're all purple. Same thing with like Avengers. They're all like those mechanical robot dudes.
Yeah.
And the more I think about it, it's like, well, that kind of makes sense because every villain has its own like squad, and they all have the same outfits. They go to the same store. They gotta look the part, so they know who they're repping.
The villains for
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm less like iffy on that. I still am just a tad bit confused on the gameplay of there's a lot of things popping out of enemies that you're collecting that I don't know what to do, what they do yet. But them showing up in the Hall of Justice and that being your hub and stealing from the Justice League heroes and using their tech, and it looks fun. Like Harley Quinn looks like she's swinging around like Spidey. It might not be as fluid with the grappling hook, but it looks like a fun time. Like they each look different enough and interesting enough that I want to play each of them. I also need to be sold a little bit of how I'm going to do playing it solo. There's still that emphasis on like, here's everyone going through the Hall of Justice and exploring, and you see them converging at different points, and like, which is fine. Just tell me what I should expect playing solo.
Fair. Because they also really try to like distance themselves from games as service, live service stuff. They really were like, this is about the story, the world we're building.
The only thing that I noted, there was a line of like, we're very excited post-launch to give you a lot of free updates and stuff like that.
Yeah, free battle passes and stuff like that. Cool. The one thing that I like there's one line, there's like, we made Arkham gritty, not because we wanted to make a Batman game that was gritty. No, it was because the world demanded a Batman story be told in this nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what they're trying to convey is like, what if I'm a newcomer to Suicide Squad? What do I think of Suicide Squad? It's zany, it's over the top, and heads are gonna literally explode.
Yeah.
And I feel like they got the vibe of what the Suicide Squad is. And I'm not one of these people that are like, I'd rather them be making a Batman game. I'm not stuck on that. They're making Suicide Squad. That's what I'm focused on. And it looks like it's telling a really interesting story. And as I say that, I just put an asterisk. The only thing I don't like about this very interesting story is it's based in the Arkhamverse, which I think a lot of us are very protective of because they're so great. And it is seemingly like we are killing all those greats. So I'm hoping that there's a twist.
Except
that maybe we're
Wonder Woman. She seems not affected by Brainiac.
Well, we'll see right now.
So we'll see.
but it's things like that where I get a little nervous about.
Yeah, I get it.
That being said, like I think each individual character they've absolutely sold me on. Seeing what was it, Samoa Joe in there? That's great.
King Shark.
The voice actress seeing the voice actress that plays Harley in there, like awesome. I think the cast has sold me on these characters. Each cutscene, I actually started fast forwarding the story beats because I'm like,
you don't want to get spoiled. Yeah.
No, so I'm like, just show me the gameplay. And
it's so that city is so vibrant. Oh my god, I can't wait to just go around there and find all the Easter eggs.
Absolutely. And even like the traversal elements, though, I think King Shark's a bit out of place because I'm just gonna be jumping.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be jumping. Yeah.
I think every single one of them, except for King Shark, I like their mobility. Like I do like that. Hers is a grappling hook.
Yeah.
Right. Like Boomerang is a legit boomerang. He's dashing through. What is it? Deadshot is just like I'm goddamn Boba Fett. I'm gonna be jetpacking everywhere.
Another really small detail, which I think also just makes me realize I shouldn't be worried about a Rocksteady game. Who knows? Could be wrong when I play it. Is when they're looking at all the gadgets in the Hall of Justice and they're stealing it, right? Yeah. Harley gets the little remote control Batwing and the grappling hook. That's how she's gonna grapple. Captain Boomerang gets some anti-speed force kind of thing. Yep. And then Deadshot's like, look at this thing. I can't use it. There's no way. And Harley goes, well, Deathstroke would use it. and then that gets him to like, oh, no one's better than me. Deathstroke's not going to beat me at this whole thing. And then he puts it on and he's struggling. Like, it's that little bit of humor, the little bit of like ego check, because these are villains.
Yep.
Like, they get it. They get it.
That's why I'm like, let him cook. And I think that was an important scene to show because so many people are like, why are they moving that way? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, now they're answering that for you.
Yep.
So that's either a good answer or a bad answer for you. Yeah. So like that's gonna quell maybe some of your concerns. I don't know about y'all. I'm excited, man. I'm optimistic about this game. Cautiously, but optimistic.
I'm excited for the next few installments of the Insider show.
Yeah.
February 2nd it's coming out. They keep saying. So
let's see.
February's pretty stacked.
Yeah. Let's see.
You got this to start off. You got Final Fantasy to end the month. And there's another game, I think, also around that time. It's crazy. It's crazy. Stop it. Video games. Slow down.
Yeah. Again, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. I'm on board. Rocksteady, go do your thing.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle. It's the PlayStation Plus drop. Just hold on to a little something. Teardown is your PlayStation 5 and PS4 game. Day and date, by the way. It is then available now. And all these games actually available now. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen on PS4. Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme versus Maxi Boost on PS4. I thought it said Nazi. I was like, yeah, go get him. Mobile Suit. Dead Island Riptide Definitive Edition on PS4. Superliminal.
There you go.
PS5, PS4. I got it. Ayuden Chronicle Rising on PS5, PS4. Nuabunga's Ambition Takashi on PS5. Alternate Jake Hunter. Dalius The Awakening of Golden Jazz. Oh my God, they're really trying to get me to
They are.
That's working. River City Melee Match on PS4, and then on PlayStation Plus Premium Premium members get Grandia on PS5.
Hell yeah.
Which I only heard great things about.
It's great. It's great RPG. Stellar.
Guess where I'm playing it.
Woo-wee.
Ooh, yeah, that's right, on the Portal. Jet Moto on PS5, PS4.
Awesome.
Up on PS5, PS4. Klonoa Fantasy Reverie series on PS5, PS4.
Yeah.
And Parappa the Rapper 2. Let's effing go. Parappa, Kyle, is on my PlayStation Games of Shame. I've never played Parappa. This shall be the first. Very excited.
This is a stellar month.
Stellar month.
There's a lot. Like Teardown, brand new game on the service. Love to see it. I want to see more of it. Personally, I always want to play Superliminal. Never picked it up. Definitely going to play it now.
Wanted to pronounce it too.
Ayuden Chronicle Rising. I played at PAX East, I think 2 years ago. Had a good time. Missed it. Excited to play it. And I think this is the strongest classic additions if in a while. Grandia is a great RPG game. Jet Moto is amazing. If you don't know Jet Moto, it's jet ski racing. You should. It's classic. Yeah. Up is, it's the Disney Up. It's fine.
It is Up.
I believe it's that game. But Klonoa and like the remake stuff in there. You kidding me? Well, some of the best platformers ever. And to get it on this collection, that's a great get. And yeah, Parappa is iconic. So great month.
All right, Kyle, I refuse to read this question because I feel attacked.
Absolutely.
So
also, I spoiled the drop because I thought this was the drop. I held up my Dark Souls trilogy collection that came while we were away.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Nice. Don't worry, you get to hold it again.
Sure. The Green Gorilla Gamer goes, "Sup, Kyle and Mr. Drama Queen. Extra Life was an absolute blast. Congratulations on achieving a number of goals during the stream, and shout out to Mike's neighbor who won the PS5. How's the eye feeling, Joe?" I haven't been this excited for the Game Awards, I think, ever. But since the numbers came out, I'm just happy enough that Spider-Man is ahead of Zelda, even though it probably won't win. That's a win for me. Hashtag kinda toxic, LMAO. At least you acknowledge it, Green Gorilla. Yeah. But do y'all think Final Fantasy 16 got... Oh, I think this should have been up earlier, but it's fine. Do you think Final Fantasy 16 got snubbed by Mario Wonder specifically? Kyle, I'm not a fan of Final Fantasy, and I've played a lot of Mario games, but from what I've seen of FF16, dude, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm also wondering what you guys think about the PS Extra Day 1 game teardown. Oh, here we go. If it wasn't for Spider-Man 2, this would be my game of the year. I lost my shit when I got announced for PS5 at the PlayStation Showcase. You'll have to play it if you haven't. Other than that and Superliminal, this is the weakest month I've seen for PS Plus thus far, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because it's been pretty good. Hope you both have rested up after your 26-hour binge. Pray my work meeting at 1 today goes well. I'm nervous and can't lose the shot. I hope it went well. I'm going to hop into the Discord and ask you immediately when we're done.
Because I made a few oopsies today. I missed a work meeting, the monthly meeting I missed. The dogs got me running up and down, man. Like I've been a mess. But no, I did Final Fantasy 16 get snubbed by Mario Wonder. For what I've played of Wonder, I mean, they're two totally different games.
Yeah, it's hard to compare, but I still think FF16 is one of the best games of the year.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's weird, and Yuna in chat's also saying people are saying this is a weaker month for PS Plus, and it's strange. I don't know. Yeah. I think there's some really quality games here, and maybe it's that there's no like super recognizable name in this list. Right. Yeah. I think maybe Dragon's Dogma and Dead Island maybe being the biggest.
Perhaps. Yeah. But I think like Grandia, like that's a hardcore PlayStation fan game right there.
Oh yeah.
I think Teardown, from what I've seen on the PC, like super fun game. I can't wait to dive into. And knowing that this is in the middle of November where like, a lot of releases are coming, I think this is a really strong month. Yeah. Even Superliminal. God, nailed it that time. Great game.
And for those that aren't aware of what Teardown is and have never seen it before, here's a little synopsis from the Push Square listing of the game. Tear down walls with explosive or vehicles to create shortcuts no one thought was possible. Stack objects, build structures, or use floating objects to your advantage. Take your time to create an efficient path through each level, then execute your heist and make a daring escape. Run, jump, drive, boost, do whatever you need to collect targets, avoid robots, or steal whatever your clients ask for, but make sure not to get caught. So take the Levolution concept from like Battlefield, Red Faction, in a voxel worlds. Everything is destructible and you make your own path to complete the heist. It's insanely cool. And the fact that it's on PlayStation day one on this PS Plus service, that's it. That's a big win. That's a win.
Hey Kyle, you want to know about some Black Friday deals?
Sure.
An update. PlayStation Plus members. Hey, remember y'all when we got, upcharged in September?
Sure did.
During Black Friday's promotional deal for PlayStation now from November 17th to the 27th, players who join PlayStation Plus can get up to 30% of the 12-month membership plans. Sony announced that current PlayStation Plus members can save 25% when upgrading a current plan to PlayStation Plus Extra, or save 30% when upgrading to PlayStation Plus Premium/Deluxe.
And you can't stack them.
That's right. No more fun for us. Ooh wee. That's a sad ooey. Controllers. Recently, Sony put up all DualSense controllers are now on sale for $50. A total savings of 35%. Buy it on Amazon, Best Buy, GameStop has it everywhere. Get them for cheap. That's actually a pretty good price for those.
It's good. Little bum that this was announced immediately after I received the 2 new colors.
Sure. I mean,
like almost a day after.
Yeah, I know. That is definitely a bummer. Hey, Kyle, have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
I have.
Is breaking right as the show is about to come out here live. The Last of Us TV show's Abby actress possibly revealed. It looks like HBO has casted Abby for the second season of The Last of Us TV show. If a leak by known insider and entertainment reporter Jeff Schneider is to be believed. Schneider's report follows the showrunner Craig Mazin teasing in August that production team had picked Abby actress who is now rumored to be Caitlin Dever. Dever is previously considered for the role of Ellie, which eventually went to Bella Ramsey. God bless, because she slayed. Snyder claims that she was a strong contender for the cast of The Last of Us, and her performance of Hulu's No One Will Save You is what sealed the deal. I am actually only hearing great things from No One Can Save You.
Yeah.
So
Caitlin Dever's a great actress. She's amazing.
Okay.
And like looking at her, she could have totally been Ellie.
Oh, really?
Totally, yeah.
Okay.
If you click that link and you look at Caitlin Dever, she totally could have been Ellie.
Okay.
Bella crushed it. I can't see anybody but Ellie now. Yeah, I think that's a good choice for sure.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. And Pedro Pascal is now
Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic.
Hoo-wee.
God is good. God works in such mysterious ways, Kyle.
Yeah.
Such mysterious ways. And it looks like, he's going to have some free time. You know what I mean? After that last show.
How dare you?
Maybe he could take up some golfing.
Oh, my God.
Oh, she could have really been. Oh, wow.
Yeah, she could have been Ellie. Yeah.
She could have. And then this picture right here. Yeah, I could actually see her like. Yeah, right here. There's like one where she's like in a red dress.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like Abby to me.
Yeah. She can pull it off.
Oh, yeah. And then there's one right here where she's like in a hoodie and I'm like, that's Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
You could definitely see an Ellie vibe. Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what she does. And I'm going to definitely check out the show beforehand because God knows I got free time at work. I mean, I don't. I'm very busy all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Kyle. Are you holding on to something? Just a small thing. Prepare the drop. Here are the latest deals and deals coming to the PlayStation storefront. Here's of games to note because Push Squared and PlayStation Lifestyle let me down this week. Here are the 3 games coming out. Persona 5 Tactica, November 17th on PS5, PS4. Bluey the Vidya game. Those Australian pups. Hoo-wee. You know what I'm saying?
It's a great show.
I hate him so much.
Don't talk smack about Bluey. That show's great.
All right, fine. November 17th and Last Faith on November 15th.
It's a Joe-ass game.
I've been playing that.
Yeah.
It is a Joe-ass game.
It's great.
Very, very solid.
You did skip over what you've been playing, and I realize we're going a little long.
Yeah.
But I do
keep it short.
I do want to highlight. Played Dark Souls for the first time. Enjoyed it during Extra Life, even though Joe says it was painful to watch. I don't care. I was having a good time.
No, it wasn't painful. It wasn't painful. It was just like one person's complaining about how a friend is having bad eye trouble for an hour, and that one person would like to say that he could have still gotten through that level faster with that eye problem.
Literally never played Dark Souls before.
That's fine. I could have done it with one eye closed, is what I'm saying.
Because you've played it before.
I got depth perception problems, Kyle.
Oh my God. Played Zelda Ocarina of Time for the first time. Great.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Phenomenal. I was so excited while you were playing it, by the way.
A couple of real cheap platinums, which I hope will get the archives up so we can show them to the world, because those are in the wee crazy hours, and I had a great time.
No, you were yelling. You were throwing a fit, and I'm just like, here, Kyle, let me help you. Like,
it was entertaining. I was playing it up for the content. Not really. I was mad. But I think most importantly, a good friend, Billy at Billy the Door on socials, brought in our lives a Nintendo Switch game.
Oh, shout it out.
Called Suika Game. And you're like, oh, that doesn't sound interesting. Well, let me tell you. The entire train ride home, Joe and I were passing back and forth my Switch, because the plan was we were going to try to beat Elden Ring on the Steam Deck, but Joe couldn't get it working. And I was going to film it. It's going to be a Patreon episode.
Yep.
Didn't happen. On the way home, though, we played Suika Game. And all you have to do is drop fruit to match the fruit to evolve into a bigger fruit, and you just keep going and going and going and try to get a high score. It is a super simple concept. Super simple. But why is it so goddamn addicting? I have no idea, but I want to play it right now.
It's so good. It's like Tetris meets Puyo Puyo.
But all you're doing is dropping. That's it. It's just dropping.
It meets kind of like Bejeweled, where instead of it like being destroyed, it grows bigger, and you have this box with limited space. So the whole plan is about how do you organize these fruits into bigger fruit and have them combined to do a giant watermelon. That's the biggest fruit you can get without it tipping over. And how do you get the most points you can? And it was so much fun. I hope that comes to PlayStation. I hope it is on PlayStation.
After we played it on the train, and after that weekend, after never hearing about that game, I'm now getting ads for that game nonstop on TikTok.
No way.
Nonstop. I see people playing that game.
worth it.
Absolutely.
All right, Kyle, it is time for the last segment, but our favorite segment of the night. It is time for the Sony Pony Express.
Yeehaw!
That's right. Kyle, take it away.
Cowboy Danger D writes in, what is it going to take for Polyphony Digital to make a Gran Turismo game like Forza Horizon? Gran Turismo is a great game series, but like so many other folks.
You got this.
Oh my god.
I'm not
What's
into
happening?
simulation.
Yeah, but I like so many other folks are not into simulation realistic racing games. I was getting there, Cowboy. That's on me, not on you. Forza Horizon and Burnout Paradise are two of my favorite racing games. The arcade open world, lots of crazy stuff to do, and being able to jump right into online with others to do everything crazy together. Not only that, but the customization and online auctions in Horizon was and still is amazing. Do you think we will ever see them cave and make one? As always, love you guys. Shiny side up and keep up the amazing work. What do you think, Joe?
Man,
I have an answer.
I mean, I would love them to. I don't think they would, but like Forza Horizon's probably my favorite racing series right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much fun. There's so much liveliness to it. But I think Polyphony is definitely up that car culture butt. You know what I'm saying?
So my answer is I don't think Polyphony will ever make something other than Gran Turismo. But I do think Sony would do something like bring back a MotorStorm, and that be the Forza Horizon equivalent on PlayStation, because those games are rad and arcadey, and it was a only PlayStation kind of thing. I would love for them to bring those back, because those had those awesome like set pieces while you're racing through, and it was great. So that's my answer.
Yeah. Bring back MotorStorm. Yeah. There's something about the PS3 gen, man, where like PlayStation was throwing ideas at the wall, but it wasn't like they were bad games. They were just so freaking weird.
Yeah.
Love when PlayStation gets weird. It's almost like when they get weird and they just detach a DualSense and they put a screen in the middle of it type of weird.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
And our final question of the night, pretty short, Cowboy or Sony Pony Express. Yeah, just because we filter them in throughout the show. The GMAC99 writes in, hey, y'all, don't really have a question for you gents this week. It's more of a need for community emotional support. Like you, Joe, with Marty recently, my family lost our beloved dog, Oso, over the weekend. His nearly 16-year-old body couldn't hold up any longer, even though his mind was still sharp as a tack. Needless to say, I am completely broken, and I don't even have Spider-Man 2 to help me get through it, since I have already platinumed it. I, too, am planning to get his paw and nose print as a tattoo in his honor, and if you could give him a shout-out on the show, I'd be more than grateful. Here's hoping Marty got to show him around the Rainbow Bridge. As always, thanks for providing content that gets us through the good weeks and these tough ones. Greg, a.k.a. the GMAC99. Ooh, Greg, I'm so sorry for your loss. Man, dogs are special, you know?
They're awesome.
Shout out to Oso. Sounds like he was a great pup for 16 years.
16 years, man. How lucky.
Absolutely.
Ooh, that one got me. I thought it was going to be good. But
got me too. Got me too.
16, you know, when I was losing Marty, I just kept on thinking about how lucky I was to have him for that long. And like, as I'm reading this question, I'm like, I'm so envious. It's like, oh, you got an extra 3 years out of this pup, you know? Damn, I wish. And so like, to me, that's what I would say to you, man. 16 years. You gave him a great home, gave him so much love. And it's going to be hard. You know, it's when you're having a pup and you're raising him, you know, it becomes like your son. And it's so hard, but you get through it. And, you know, the best thing that we did was save another dog. So like we got Abby 3 weeks after Marty because it felt weird. And, you know, my mom was just like, yeah, my mom's a very spiritual person. And she was just like, Marty, pick the dog for us. And we got there. Abby just ran to her and just, bam, it was love at first sight. And literally when I held her, It was love at first sight. And it's not like I'm replacing Marty. I hate when like I talk about it because it could sound like that, but it's like you're planting a tree. Like I lost Jake, I didn't think I could recover, but I had that seed, I planted that love, it sprouted into this beautiful oak, and then one day, it's just that's all you can grow. It gives me more seeds, and I plant a different tree, and that tree's Marty, and then it grows as much as it can grow, gives me seeds, and now I'm planting it with Abby. Terrible analogy, but that's how I've kind of been looking at it. Is that I'm planting a forest full of pups, um, and they all I love them in so many different ways. So 16-year-old pup man, Ozo, yeah, without a doubt. Marty's showing him around. And when I took a look at Ozo in Discord, he looked just like my first dog, Jake. So no doubt about it. They're up top. They're prancing around. You know what I'm saying?
My dogs are up there too with Oso showing them around. So
yeah.
You're a great owner, great friend to Oso. Never forget that. Oso's special. And sorry for your loss. Sending you all the love in the world.
Yeah. And also just shout out to everybody, for the love that you showed me with Marty. I getting the beautiful picture from Jadis, getting the absolutely lovely knitted Marty boy from Lindsay and Marcus, that I immediately, once I got that, I gave it to my mother because she loves stuffed animals. Like that's her shtick. Like our things, PlayStation, her things are like stuffed giraffes, and she absolutely loved it. Loved it. Even when I got the tattoo of Marty, it it felt like that I could finally close the book of Marty and feel fulfilled. And and when I showed my parents it, because they're very old school Hispanic, they don't like any of that. They're just like, my mom immediately cried. She's like, "It's beautiful," and so yeah, GMAC, that pain is there, and it's important to feel that pain. Super important because it just shows how much love that you have. So there you go. I'm a bit of a mess, Kyle. I don't know. You want to. That's been the trophy room this week. I'm all stuffy. I can't speak. Would you like to spotlight anything before we get on out of here, sir?
Sure. Awkward segue. Like to spotlight myself, Mr. K Step. Go follow 61 Indie on all social media platforms, including Twitch and YouTube.
And also shout out the show. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Just, do your thing. Trust me. I outro the show. You got this, Kyle.
What is he like? Why is he telling me how to outro my stuff? I know what to do. I'm telling y'all, this man. We just announced the 6-1 Indie Showcase. It's coming back again, March 20th. I'm so tired. I don't remember the date. Let me pull it up right now. But we're doing another indie gaming showcase, the first of the 2024 slate. We're going to do 2 a year. It's going to be a great time. We already have a ton of submissions already to look through. It's going to be pretty cool. Yes, March 20th, 2024, the unofficial kickoff to PAX East. The 6-1 Indie Showcase is special, and I can't wait for y'all to check out new indie games. Oh, look at little Abby.
Hello.
Hi, Abby. Oh, she's adorable.
You're on the show.
Hey, cutie.
Is there anything you'd like to spotlight before we get on to here? You fluffy little girls. No, don't bite my hand, please.
Sorry, I talk to her all the time. Of course, this is Abby. Hi, audio listeners. It's the most beautiful puppy you've ever seen. Picture that. And she's sleepy. You could follow us wherever, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, The Trophy Room. You can follow me over at Mr. Badbit. You can follow this show, PS Trophy Room, on Twitter. And remember, follow me at Mr. Badbit, but it's going to be a Abby Stan account. Right, girl? Yeah, that's true.
And vote in the Platies. Now live.
And vote in the Platies. There you go. Please. It really does show us. It really does kind of, help us mentally, because we do this each and every year. Every year it's bigger, it's better. We put a whole lot of love and care into it. So any type of support would be great. Again, link in the description to vote. And with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody keep hunting and keep playing PlayStation. Abby, say goodbye.
Bye. Love you.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.